This year was undoubtedly the best I've ever seen him. It really was a shock, and we didn't expect that at all. The best times of my life and the best time of his life, I feel fortunate we spent them together.
Matthew, have you even begun to process what's happened?
In reality, I think no. When it first happened, absolutely totally shocked. And I'll be honest, for the first couple of weeks, I went to see my mum and dad, I went to see Campbell. I just couldn't answer my phone, I just couldn't speak to people. It felt almost like a bad dream. Has it hit me yet fully? I don't know, probably not.
Ricky spoke so openly and bravely about his battles with his mental health, but is it fair to say that nobody believed that he would take his own life?
No, I don't think we ever did. I'll be honest, I've always worried about, I spoke with my partner Jenna all the time, and we did worry a lot about Richard. Obviously do a lot of interviews and stuff like that, and I'd listen, and I was never really convinced sometimes by what he was saying. A lot of the time he was speaking about with things that happened years ago, and he didn't really seem to have a purpose now or a vision for the future, and that always worried me. But genuinely this year he's the best he's ever been, and by a long way, because he's had his problems since he stopped boxing. He's had his issues, they've been well documented, but this year was undoubtedly the best I've ever seen him. It really was a shock, and we didn't expect that at all.
Did he ever reach out to you?
No, not really. He's very hard. He was always so busy. He was here, there, everywhere. So no, he didn't. I know he was speaking to people, professionals, on a regular basis, and that made me a little bit easier about the whole thing, with my thoughts with that. But no, he didn't.
The family have been left with a lot of unanswered questions. How do you make peace with that and try to move forward?
A few things that made me feel better. Rick loved being around people. He loved being in the limelight, and he lived his life the way he lived it. He didn't get ill. He didn't experience illness. He didn't fade into the background. He didn't grow old, where we all become a little bit less relevant. He'd have hated that. He'd have absolutely hated that.
The scenes at Ricky's funeral were extraordinary. The streets of Manchester were packed. What did that mean to you and the family?
I thought it was amazing. I expected G-Cross, where we live, Hattersley, where we grew up. I knew they were going to be busy and people come out in the droves, but like going through different places, we stopped at lots of different places, and it was pretty much all the way to the cathedral. There was people on the streets everywhere, and you could see the pain on the faces, and how much he meant to them, and the inspiration that he gave to the people. So for the family, it was such a great turnout, and I can't thank people enough.
It's only a few months ago we were all filming in the gym for what has now turned out to be a very poignant feature on the Hatton boxing dynasty. Ricky was there, you were there, and your children, Jack and Lola, who were starting their boxing careers, were also there. They were incredibly close to their uncle. How were they coping?
They're coping okay, again, but their training has been a great distraction for them. They're both well into the boxing, they both love the boxing, and it's been a real great distraction for them. Jack especially was really close to Richard. They had a great bond. They did lots of training together. Jack had so much respect for Richard as his uncle and as a great fighter. I think from Richard's point of view, he felt wanted and loved by Jack and needed as he was. So they had such a great bond, and Rick was so supportive of Jack. I know he was a big believer in Jack. All Rick's friends have reached out to me, and Rick was a great fighter, and I think he saw in Jack that he has the potential to go on and be a really good fighter. So they had a great bond, and in recent years that was really great for me to. I always encouraged that, and it was great for me to watch and see.
The Ricky Hatton Foundation has now been launched to help other people struggling with their mental health battles. Ricky's already left an extraordinary legacy. Could this be arguably his greatest if it saves lives?
Absolutely, and you know, that's going to be driven by Paul, his manager, and Campbell, and they've got some great ideas. You know, I think they're going to be reaching out to sports people that have retired from sport and struggling, and I've told them both I'm there to help them in every step of the way. That's certainly something I can help with, because you know, people do struggle when they stop professional sports, as I did myself, but I've transitioned quite well, so I'm more than there, and they've got some great ideas. They've got some great ideas, and Richard had such a legacy, and it's going to be great. That's going to be pushed forward with that. Obviously with Campbell as well. Really important for Campbell to push that forward as well. And he needs to find his purpose. You know, I just want Campbell to grieve the loss of his dad, and to take some time. Don't rush into things, take some time and push the foundation, but find your thing as well. Find your thing, your passion, that drive and determination and focus he had from his boxing. He needs to find his thing and his passion, his purpose, and drive that forward also, his thing.
Everybody felt like they knew Ricky Hatton, but of course nobody knew him better than you. Share some of your memories of growing up together.
We was inseparable, we was best friends. When I think back to the Vegas days, training together, boxing on the same bills, which we did a lot, we needed each other and we bounced off each other. Boxing's a tough, lonely game, but we did it a lot together. The best times of my life and the best time of his life, I feel fortunate we spent them together. We were speaking yesterday, just in the house. Probably 60-70% of the conversation was about Richard, and I feel at the stage now where I'm starting to smile about it. Feel very fortunate to have all them great memories, and it really does make me feel better.
Thank you, Matthew.